Welcome back to the channel, everybody. And what's smoking on my dragons? Divine righteous, almighty greats over achieving, never slacking. We about to get we about to get into some Americans saying dumb stuff. This is painful. And this post is by Oops Original link will be in the description. Shout out to Oops And yeah, y'all ready? Let's dive into it. I don't know. I'm just in the mood to laugh. After a long day, I be working hard, y'all. I really do. And after a long day, sometimes you just want to laugh. And sometimes I dive into these and I'm like, what? I just need some type of comedy. And I'm hoping that this can fill that urge right now. So with that being said, let's get to it. Here we go. Yeah, guys, you got to remember it's different in out there in England, out there in the UK, out there in all the Brits. It's different. Pounds, it's pounds over there. We're dollars. I guess it's working, guys. I'm laughing already, and we literally just started. Now I'm not gonna lie, right? Um, there was a time where I probably wouldn't have been as like shocked to hear that for sure. Before I started doing YouTube, I wouldn't have been as shocked because you're just so used to, and like not really focusing on the differences in Europe too much, especially when you're like 10 years out of school and you're just kind of like, you're not so surprised, but after diving into so much videos about the UK, England, Ireland, Northern Ireland, Scotland, and Wales, and then you realize, okay, yeah, you don't want to be messing up. I still mess up every now and then, but you really don't want to offend nobody. Oh man, that's a funny one. That's a funny one. England in the South. So will England become the 50 51? No, England. Canada don't want to. England, will you become 51? I can hear right now. Never, mate. We said no. It's the other side of the Atlantic. He said the other side of what? We said never mind. I don't know, man. Maybe he was high. Maybe he was off some shrooms. Or I don't know if I can say that on YouTube, but I don't, just in case. Maybe he was off something. Maybe he was off something. Yeah. No. That's weird when people say stuff like that, man. This person said, I'm Irish. My husband and I went to New York for our honeymoon 8 years ago. After we settled in our hotel, we went out to explore. We stood in the middle of Times Square, amazed at the billboards and lights, exclaiming how different it was from home. Suddenly, a man asked me where we were from. I told him we were from Ireland, and he said, wait for it. He said, and then dot dot dot, wait for it, dot dot dot. Wow, it must be very strange to see since you have no electricity there. That's very strange. That's very strange. I told the story before about how when I was a kid and I went camping, at my favorite lake, Cayuga Lake, and my friend's mom. I was fifth grade. My friend's mom says to me, "I don't mean to sound, you know, ignorant, but in Africa, do they still burn people? Because my mother's from Nigeria, so you get, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just certain. Imagine me in fifth grade, a kid, and I'm just like what? Burn people? What are you talking about? So I'm guessing I would think that that's probably the same feeling that these people from Ireland had when he said, "Since you have no electricity there, like where are you getting your information from? Where are people getting their information? What book are y'all? You might have read like something like a book or seen a movie. Maybe I don't know something science fiction. Crazy stuff. And then maybe there was like this mythical world or something, and then Ireland, and you thought maybe you got it mixed up and you thought it was a fact. I don't know. I don't know, but what I do know is people say some crazy stuff. Seriously. What? What? Let me make this just a tad bit bigger. What? Uh, I, certain ones I honestly don't know what to say. Crazy, crazy. From South Africa, and a New York lady asked me, "Is this the first time you are wearing synthetic clothing?" I told her, "Yes, they made me buy these jeans and this shirt on the plane and change out of my animal skin." She bought that explanation. If you are seeing this video, um, comment and let me know a time where you may have been asked something very dumb and you replied with something that was very dumb or being sarcastic and they bought it. Tell me your stories in the comments because I definitely would like. I don't know what it is. Why I need to laugh right now. I don't know. I just need to laugh. It's been. I mean, politics. It's been crazy. This one gave me a little headache. I had a migraine all day too, so that's probably why I want to laugh so bad. One of them bad migraines where it's just like, oh. In conversation with an elderly American lady, she said that the USA was the oldest democracy in the world. I replied politely that it was actually Greece that was the oldest. About 2,000 years, she bristled with anger and said that couldn't be true because they did not speak American. I am proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. Hold on. This is funny before I'm even reading it. I don't know. All I see is the couple. My sister had an American boyfriend. I just know it's about to be something wild. My sister had an American boyfriend when she was much younger. He arranged to come over to see her once, and he thought, without knowing where she lived, that he could walk to her house from the airport because he heard the UK was small. What? What? I, okay, so wouldn't he have to look at like GPS? Let's just move forward. Let's move forward on that one. People, people, people. Why do I have a feeling this person's talking about their brother or something? I just don't want to say. That's so weird, man. How can you have politics? I thought you didn't get to choose who was queen. Ugh, I'm suddenly thirsty. I got some tea that you know how good tea is? Like this raspberry hibiscus. I like it cold. This makes me just, I don't know what it was. I'm feeling parched all of a sudden. Need my tea. Hold on, this one is pretty crazy. When I was 16, I went to the US for a 3 week school exchange. The host family picked me up from the airport. On the drive home, the teenage daughter asked me whether we have cars in Germany. Yes, seriously. I politely pointed out that we were sitting in her father's Volkswagen, a German car brand, and listed other German car manufacturers. She would not believe me saying that, but we bought this car here in the US, so it must be American. That tease just, I'm telling you, man, when I'm done with this video, that cold, when you like leave it, refrigerated for longer and it just gets, oh man, it's going to be so good. But, there really is Americans like that. I would think, right? that there's some foreigners out there, that have maybe fears that maybe they'll get into an argument with an American one day over something is just ridiculous as this statement. But we bought this car here in the U.S., so it must be American. And that American and just pull out a gun and bang, 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 bang. I feel like there's probably a lot of people, from overseas that when they come to America, they probably feel like, you know what, these Americans are kind of gun crazy. Let me just go with whatever they think. I would imagine that. I would imagine that there's people that feel that way because I mean, man, it's I don't know what it is. There's just those Americans that feel like American is the all and the everything. America is just it's nothing wrong with loving America. I love the land I live on. I love going and traveling. We got the deserts out in the New Mexico, Arizona, Nevada. We just got so much different thing, mountains and beach. I mean, it's a beautiful place, right? It's beautiful, very diverse, very very amazing. We got everything from the big cities, the mid-sized cities, the small cities, the suburbs, the country. We got it all, but that doesn't mean you have to be ignorant, guys. That doesn't mean you have to look down on people. That doesn't mean you have to develop a superiority complex to where just because it's in America, it means it's that it has to be American. Like that's crazy work. Woo! He said, "Whoa!" He said that day I lost the little respect I had for her. Just this statement right here. I realized that day that The Simpson and Family Guy is more of a documentary than a comedy show. Wow, that hurts. Hurts because it's true. Whoa, whoa, that's how y'all see it, huh? From the outside looking in. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Wow. Never heard no one put it like that before. Oh man. Oh man. Ah, next, shout out to my Mexicanos. Crazy. Spain, a beautiful. Yo, people are crazy. At the same Congress, I was asked by another woman. I gave her the same reply. She then proceeded to ask where Spain was, and I said below France. She then proceeded to ask where France was. I gave her a simple explanation about France, Europe, and Paris, as it is a well known city. Her response, but isn't Paris in Canada? Is France a Canada state then? It was a fun trip. I realized something. I realized how Trump Trump can I've realized with so much that I mean, and this is not to come at it, but the MAGA ones, people who are like, not you know what I'm saying? Because you got smart people on all sides, but you got certain ones that's like cult. Like you see how they could easily just kind of, it's like WWE in a sense, give them a character and just, yeah, yeah, delusion, yeah, wild, 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 She didn't know they had African Americans in the UK is crazy. Like, and I've heard stuff, a lot of stuff that ignorant. I ain't even gonna lie. I have, I have. I think the most annoying thing now, dealing with Americans being a so-called Black American, um, obviously I got locks in my hair, right? And just, oh, I love your braids, and then it's like you try to explain it, the difference between, like, locks with, dreads, braids, and it's like, what, okay, cool, you don't get it, yeah, the braids, yep, sure. Wow. Whew. Wow. Once again, shout out to them, to Oops. Great video. Great video. Definitely got my laugh in for sure. I needed that. I needed some type of humor today. Uh yeah, wild. Wild. Uh I don't know what else there is to say other than yeah, have a good night. This raspberry hibiscus is about to be very delicious. And I will be back with more. If you enjoyed this video, definitely don't hesitate to hit that like, that subscribe, and that notification bell. And I'm looking forward to reading your comments. Much love to you all, and stay free of the dumbness.